Boom. Great Point, Illinois. What's up from the D? Me and Chef KD. Now me and Chef KD. Something about 23. I make too much nowadays to ever say poor me. Where you at? I never see. Free smoke, free smoke. This guy, genius. Is he delusional or is he a genius? He lost his mind. This is a guy who has created attention because he is completely delusional. Completely, 100% delusional. But he's a genius because all these stupid people are feeding into the madness. Because all of these social networks like Undisputed, which was my show, they keep inviting him on the show and they don't dig in his chest and start talking real with this guy. They just bring him on like, no, let's let him do what he want to do. This dude is so far delusional because he really believes his son is that good. Now, who they giving attention more to? His son, Lonzo, or him? Lavar. Who getting more attention? Lonzo or Lavar? He on there talking about what Lonzo can do. Lonzo could do that. Lonzo could do this. Why Lonzo ain't saying that? Lonzo, he gonna get that ball. And the Lakers gonna get that ball. And then they gonna get ball. Get it? He gonna go to the Lakers. He just gonna tell the world who the Los Angeles Lakers gonna draft. No, he can't do none of the stuff his daddy saying he doing. And then his daddy will pivot to something else. But it's always about him. Oh, I would have beat Michael Jordan. I'd have beat Charles Barkley. I play Charles Barkley one-on-one. This dude in average. This dude, then why is he talking about playing Michael Jordan? Why is he talking about playing Charles Barkley and all that if it's about his son? Y'all just slow. Y'all just slow. That's just all it is. He tell you, man, he promoting his son. He talking for his son. He ain't doing that at all. All he is he see a way to make some money. I ain't gonna take nothing off that shoe. That Lonzo shoe. That's his money. He can keep that. But I bet you touch some of that NBA salary. And that's the thing. Lonzo is not even that good. He averaged 2 points in college, but yet he could beat Michael Jordan and he could beat Charles Barkley. And he's a football player. Get real. I don't sound mad at all. I just know somebody when they're delusional. This guy is delusional. And this is how marketing is now. Anybody say something foolish and they on social media, there it is. What do I say foolish about LeBron that's not true? I tell you the truth about LeBron. You might not like it, but it's the truth. No, brown tooth ain't sticking me. I'll let them keep sticking y'all. Then they like, LeVar, why are you talking about some, why don't you go ahead? You can't afford to buy the shoe. You ain't a big baller. They for big ballers. But here's the thing, you market it to kids that are in the urban community. Exactly. And ain't nobody gonna buy it. Except for people that's trying to support. I'm all about support. I ain't about extort. You not finna overprice me no $500 for no shoes that look like some Payless, regular Payless shoes. Trying to talk about it's some state of the art shoes. Lonzo, the first athlete ever to come in the NBA with their own brand. Michael Jordan didn't come in with his own brand. Lonzo coming in the game. He finna change the game. He coming in with his own brand. And I give him that. He wants to come in with his own brand. That part of it, legendary with it. Have no problem with that whatsoever. Come in with your own brand of shoes. That's good. But Under Armour and what they were offering, and they try to say like Steph Curry got a bad deal. Steph Curry got equity in the shoes. That means he has stock in the company of Under Armour. So he's a part of a brand. He's a part with Under Armour. How Curry is slave when he owns stock in the company? Did you know he owns a stock percentage in Under Armour? He has an equity piece. See, the reason y'all don't know these type of things is because you don't research. You'll just say Curry's shoe ain't selling, and that's all you gonna say. That's just the end of it. Y'all just read titles and run with it. Yes, they own the entire company. They have their own shoe brand and they want to partner with someone. See, they came in looking for a partnership for their brand, which isn't a bad idea. But they blew it asking for way too much money. They overvalued what the shoes are. They said, who set the price of the shoe? LeVar did. I set the price. We set the tone. We say this shoe gonna be worth $4.95. And the reason why they set the price up there because they can't compete with Nike and anybody else and keep their prices that low. They gotta have it up there. That's why they were trying. They were trying to do a deal with someone else, with Nike, Under Armour, to do a partnership because they're gonna take care of all of the merchandising, the licensing, the manufacturing of the shoe. That's why they got to take advance orders so they can be able to get the money in advance and there's no refunds so that they can go and have the shoe manufactured. You don't know what you talking about. Oh, I don't? Tell me what I don't know about. You have to pay in advance. The shoe is not coming out for 6 months. There's no refunds. There are no refunds. You could get a shoe replaced if something is wrong with the shoe, but you get no refunds. The reason why you don't get a refund because they can't afford to pay you a refund. They have to see how many orders they got before they start going into manufacturing. So they got to use the money from the sales, the actual sales of the shoe, to get the shoe manufactured. That's why they wanted to partner. This is why they came in trying to partner with Nike, trying to partner with Under Armour. They cover those costs. Because they got a warehouse that they can just get the shoes made. They'll put their logo on it, and then they get paid for it. That's why they're willing to split equity piece in, and they might come in for 30% of the company, and they get a percentage piece. That's what they negotiated at. They couldn't come into an agreement on what type of percentage they would want for how much money they needed to have the shoes manufactured and keeping them moving. And with Lonzo, he wouldn't budge on his equity piece. He's basically saying, y'all gonna work for us, basically, and this is how much we willing to break. They were like, oh, for real? It's done. It's done. They went and called everybody else. Like, no, they're delusional. Let them go. And once they drown out, then, they'll come back to us. They'll see how expensive this is, and then they'll come back. And if they don't, oh well. So I'm not knocking black ownership. I'm just knocking the lack of business sense that went into this as far as blowing an opportunity. They could have really exploited this and made this a big deal. If Lonzo was more of a superstar, this would have made sense. Support, yeah, I support a lot of black businesses. I don't like to be extorted by black businesses. I'm not finna pay $4.95 for them shoes. I don't believe they worth $4.95. I don't buy $4.95. I don't spend none of my shoes cost $4.95. I've never spent no money on that, even from the white folks. And they shoes. I don't spend no $4.95 out there. Now, I support a brother, but I ain't never finna be extorted by one. But that's why I tried to tell you, Azrael, they have to sell it at those high prices. They have no choice. They not for you. Exactly, they not for me. Let them get by selling it to big ballers. And see how many big ballers keep buying those shoes. Go ahead, Sour D. We'll see how many big ballers keep buying those shoes. Big ballers want to wear what everybody else wearing. Rich kids want to wear what they wearing in the hood. They see what people wearing in the hood, they want it too. Did you know that? The urban market dictates everything. So if he making it for rich folks, then who you think finna buy it? The gym shoe business is ran by the urban market. They advertise for the urban market. You think why you think they got rap and hip hop and all this stuff in the basketball to sell their merchandise to the urban market? So you're basically saying if you ain't a big baller, you can't afford it. But your target audience is the urban market. So now you saying your target audience is rich white kids from Chino Hills? Stop playing. Exactly. What's going to happen when the first kid gets beat up or robbed for his ZO2s? Now you created an epidemic that could be a PR nightmare. Then you got the interest groups, the self-righteous people who going to come in there. What facts do I have wrong? That would jump in on this. And I don't know who would want to beat somebody up over the shoes. That's just worst case scenario. The Starberries had a better design than these shoes. I mean, they're not even hot. These look like some regular Payless shoes that he trying to talk about. It's some special gel. State-of-the-art gel. It's state-of-the-art. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, but everybody gonna really want the shoes. They be like, they might shoot them just for buying them. Be like, I shot you for being stupid enough to buy them. You can keep the shoes. I'm like, that's why I won't buy a Pelly Pale coat. I'm like, Pelly Pale, if everybody wear a Pelly Pale coat, you know one thing, they serving in the hood. That's the international I'm serving in the hood coat. Pelly Pale. I put on a Pelly Pale, I go outside, somebody might blast me. Pow! They be like, yeah, got you. Man, they be like, Tom. That's not Tom, that's Carcino. Oh, man. I just shot Carcino. No. Carcino, you all right? I just shot Carcino. You be like, Carcino, you all right? I mean, no. Man. Dog, man, it's Carcino. He's in a Pelly Pale coat. Man, I thought it was Tom. You still gonna make a video tomorrow, right? You gonna hate, right? Man, Cino ain't making no video. Man, I thought it was Tartan. Yep. Well, look at him. He all happy as can be, boy.
Lavar, thanks.
Look at him. He done cleaned up. Big baller.
I'm still loud, still talk to him. Everybody.
But this is some.
Oh, Brown Tooth ain't the man. Brown Tooth got some money coming in. That's all it is. He making his money. He going on these shows. He on ESPN. He go on First Take. And he got a lot of pull at these schools. He got the coach removed from the high school. You know, it's all about the balls right now. They got they reality show coming out. So he finna make money off that. And people are, like they said, like he's like, man, 2 months ago, nobody knew who this guy was. Now he's everywhere. And he's super delusional.
I don't even know who he is. Unless he said, oh man, he stole my logo.
His name is Zach Smith.
What is his name? Zach Smith? Mm-hmm. He should have had a Z in the ass then.
Can Lonzo handle the pressure? I think not. He couldn't handle the pressure in college. How he gonna handle the pressure at the pros? He can't cover anybody. He's too slow. The speed of the NBA game is nothing like college. He couldn't handle college. When they had the real primetime players that are going to the league and he had to guard those guys, he couldn't hang. He couldn't compete. Now, what do you think he gonna do? He ain't playing against 18-year-olds. He going in there playing against guys that's 24, 25, 26. What do you think John Wall would do to Lonzo? He better than Austin Rivers. He gonna be an Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers is an off and on player who's in the system. No, he's not a starter nowhere else. Come on now. Austin Rivers is just a guy that gets some open shots because they're really concerned about somebody else. They're not worried about no Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers is better than Lonzo. Lonzo has yet to dribble a basketball in the pros. He's not going to be like LeBron. LeBron came in NBA ready. With his size and the way he dribbled the ball, all the NBA had to do was cater to LeBron. Cater to how he plays basketball. He's going to take 4 and 5 steps, let it go. He going to offensive foul some people, let it go. He's going to do a lot of things that they just going to have to let go in order for him to be great. John Wall had to develop and become this great shooter on the outside. He came in with a lot of hype. John Wall, the best player in college. He was outstanding. He came in the pros, and it was about Agent Zero trying to show him up. And he hung in there, did all the arena stuff. They got rid of Agent Zero to give the team to John Wall. And Wall got better. And these past 2-3 years, he's gotten better and better and better. And I said, man, this dude here is serious. Ben Simmons knew he was going to be a bust from the moment they got him. LeBron team knew it too. They just wanted to eat off his contract, and they will. Lonzo can pass and shoot in college. How long you think they're going to sit there and let that slow shot of his, that little slow shot that they're going to try to fix when he gets to the shooting coach, try to fix his shot? How long you think that's going to last in the NBA? It's not a quick shot either. It take 30 years for him to get it off. This ain't college. This is the pros. They've seen every pick and roll. They know what he going to want to do. They're going to shut it down. Shut him down. He going to start throwing turnovers. He going to freeze. Just like he did in that game against Kentucky, Sweet 16. And that will be the legacy of the Balls. Get to the big show, choke. Ben Simmons is not big enough for the NBA. Ben Simmons, the game he play a big man game. And in college, he was a big man. Tough. In the NBA, you're a little guy. Not tough. And I knew he was going to get hurt. He wasn't mentally, physically ready to play. Sour D, you must have some type of mental issue or something. Because I don't know how you can have watched basketball and to actually think anything that you're talking about right now. Unless you are completely a relative of the Ball family or somebody. Because this is easy to call down the line. He's 6'10" and weak. When I mean small, I'm not talking height. He plays small. Have you seen him play? I've seen Dennis Rodman play with Mo, play tall, and he's shorter. Ben Simmons is a small guy compared to these other guys. They punk him. They moved him out of position. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Oh, he wasn't ready. Oh no, Bosh was killing in Toronto. Ben Simmons ain't gonna do nothing but sit over there, and he be lucky if he get a double-double one game. They gonna punk him out till he keep getting hurt, and he gonna be out the league. People already forgotten about him. I don't see nobody mentioning his name. He ain't got to worry about paparazzi. Nothing. Oh, Joel Embiid, man. I felt bad for him because he actually has so much talent, but he just can't make it.
To the right to sign their own shoe, they gave that to the memorabilia early. That's why you don't have nobody. You got to stamp them other signs on them Kobe signs and LeBron.
Then you go spend $500 and buy you some. Go buy the shoe. I know my buddy keep buying tickets for the 76ers Philly games. Instead of watching the Bulls here, he'll go watch them in Philly. I was like, why would you go all the way to Philly just to watch the Bulls play Philly? That's crazy. I would never do that. But he go out there, he go on his tour, he go to Jersey, go to New York, go to Watts. I'm like, that's just dumb though. And Philly ain't dead. Man, a rapper hit me up and was like, "What's up with Meek?" Meek Mill, like, man, dude, you have not talked about Meek Mill. Do you know he put out like 3 songs this weekend? And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm glad everybody here. I'm glad all y'all, because this is the last time I'm gonna address it. I heard one song. I heard one song. Yeah, that's what they were complaining about. I thought it was about this left Hollywood thing. Because I wouldn't even have heard that if it wasn't for them. It's like, man, did you see what Homeboy just did? I'm like, whoa, 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 what's up? This boy snitching on the operation. See, in the video for Liddy again, which that's what they was talking about, Meek Mill was snitching on the operation that's going on that people do and they get money. Because that's what really goes down. And a lot of people are really using that tactic. And you know what I did? I took up for Meek. I said, "No, man, that's from the movie." I'm like, no, I'm like, Meek don't know nothing about that operation. I'm like, he too stupid. I said, that's from the movie Focus with Will Smith. He got that was the theme for the video. I picked up on it. No, I said I'm gonna talk about Meek this one time and let it be done. This why I ain't got no videos about no left Hollywood and whatever the garbage he got coming out. You know why? Because all his people been hitting me up like, yo, we got that joint out. When you gonna put a video out? No, no. I know y'all game. Y'all want me to talk about that bone. I'm not talking about him no more. He's done. He's gone. Talking about he left Hollywood. Hollywood threw you out. What you mean? I left Hollywood. Like, like that meant something to them. You no sitting next to Jay-Z and Beyonce for you no more. You're out. No, no, this ain't no promo. He gets no more of that now. This is a Lavar video. Only y'all get to hear this. Yeah, that the Liddy video is a remake of. It's just going over the. It's going over the Focus movie. That's it. Other than that, they don't know anything about that operation. But yes, that stuff really do happen. And he put a lot of stuff out there in the video that he probably shouldn't. But it's just a copy of the video of the movie Focus when they was doing all that stuff. But that's why Meek Mill was dancing outside of the plane, because once they step on that plane, they gotta pay money. Now, when you step on the plane and go inside that plane, now you gotta spend money. So him and Tory Lanez can go out there and get litty again, all long as they outside of that plane, but they ain't gonna step their butt on it. They don't wanna see the sun. They don't wanna see the rain. Making a video for a song that's like over a year old. Litty again, yeah, I'm losing again. Losing again, losing again. They losing again. Song a year old and here you come with a video. You finally got enough money to put it out? Happened to DC 4.5, huh? You couldn't get up to 4.5 to get it out. But I thought you was bald. Nah, we don't see the car no more. We don't even see the Wraith. You back in the hood because you got no choice. That's why you back in the hood. You on a budget, buddy. For somebody that's supposedly always in the studio, they really don't release no music. I'm like, man, they in the studio. It's been months. What are they doing in the studio? This man should have 65 albums. Didn't he put out a mixtape with 4 songs or something? Who does that? Who put out a 4-song mixtape? But you been in the booth working? Come on, stop lying. You just ain't been stealing from nobody because everybody's on it. Joshua, Drake has put out about 45 songs before this guy can put out one. Drake on everybody else's songs. He has a playlist, an album. Where is your music? Let him eat. He act like he don't want to eat. He ain't putting out no work. Where's your work, son? You letting them lap you. I mean, he the kind of guy to be like, man, I'm going to sell drugs at, man, 2 in the afternoon, man. I'm tired right now. They be telling you got to get out there on the corners, man. I'm going to get out there at 2 in the afternoon, man. Everybody out there already. I'm going to get my money later. Bow Wow always been that dude. Bow Wow was fronting here in Chicago. He got caught doing that stuff when he was with Soulja Boy. Bow Wow has done that. He was lying about the movies, talking about, oh man, I'm getting paid off all my movies. I got this movie, I got that movie. What? Are you kidding? He gets no equity. He got paid $8,000 for one movie. He got paid $20,000 to be in one movie. Then he got that new Jack City 2 garbage he put out didn't go nowhere. Bow Wow has been doing this forever. He did Roll Bounce and made what they pay him, $25,000 to do Roll Bounce. And I know what he got paid because they didn't have a budget. He got paid $25,000. He got no piece of the movie. They paid him $25,000 to be in the movie. He got paid $25,000 to do Roll Bounce. And he was the lead. Roll Bounce had a low budget. It's a low budget film. It was filmed here in Chicago. I know everybody that did it. I know the people who was on the staff. I knew everybody who ran that. No, he got paid $25,000 and he was the main character. Everybody else was somebody else made almost more than he did. What's his name? They weren't even the star of the movie and made that much. Mike Epps and Charlie Murphy. They got paid like $10,000 each, and they had a cameo in the movie. That shows you how far he fell off. Mike Epps and I believe Charlie Murphy got paid $10,000 apiece. But everybody else was getting like $8,000 for the movie. Y'all be thinking these people be making a lot of money. It's funny. Y'all remember Cameron got paid like $8,000 for Paid in Full, and he was like one of the leads. Black movies, what they call black movies, they don't really make that much money, and they don't really generate or get that kind of shine like these other films do. Like ATL, how much you think T.I. got for that? Everybody was talking about, what's her name, Laura London. It got her exposure. They finna make the sequel, and hopefully they can get a bigger budget. People are starting now to get big budgets due to Straight Outta Compton. Once Straight Outta Compton hit, people start getting budgets, like large budgets. Nunu or whatever her name is, she got paid like the bare minimum. Lottery Ticket, he made a lot more money. Bow Wow got paid a lot more for Lottery Ticket. But his pay was well under 100K. Do you think Jennifer Lawrence and T.I. are in the same category? T.I. just did a movie with T.I. just did a movie with Jamie Foxx. Do you want to know how much money T.I. made off that movie? And that movie was terrible. And T.I. was one of the problems with it. He was barely in it. You see what happened with Jamie Foxx. He got 2 Oscars. The man has won 2 Oscars. Yes, he died in the movie. And it was the best part of the movie. Was to get T.I. out of the film immediately. Because he was just terrible. The man cannot act. Yep, she got a Crip and a Blood baby. Rat life. Thoughtin at his finest. I mean, it's just like a lot of these girls on Instagram. They got Instagram fame. They got like 500,000 views, 500,000 followers, but they broke. They ain't got no car. They got to get on the bus. They catching the trains. They broke. You see, you see, Jamie Foxx is on. He's on Fox now doing Shazam. He's hosting some garbage called Shazam. That's what. That's how sad his career is gone. The man that won 2 Oscars. When a black person wins something, white folks don't want it no more. That's just it. Just loses its value. Then when they start giving black people awards, it's just like, oh, okay, they don't want it no more. They let blacks become president. Oh, they don't. They don't even care about it no more. They now here come Donald Trump. They don't want it no more. Eric White, we're sorry you got here late. You can come back and go watch it and talk about Lavar all you want. Fences was probably the best movie out of I like Fences more than I like Hidden Figures. But Fences was a little too real. You know, that was a little too, it was touching a lot of subjects. You know, Hidden Figures was the safe movie. Yeah, Baby Driver's hot. But he ain't even the star in the movie. And he got 2 Oscars. But yet he got to do Shazam. This Can You Beat Shazam? A TV show. If you faster than Shazam, I'm like, are you kidding me? They're writing a script for last Friday, but they didn't want to pay Ice Cube the money for it. And he wanted a big budget. Now they're Straight Outta Compton did good. Yeah, last Friday's coming out. They just wanted to get the right budget. Ice Cube waited. Because he want to wait and make sure he get the right budget. Plus, he want Chris Tucker to actually revive his role as Smokey. And he was like, look, he ain't got to smoke no more. He's just like, man, I don't even want to be that character no more. And they've been arguing on that. Coming to America 2 might not ever come out. That might have just been a hoax just to see what the public would say. I think they would ruin it if it came out now because you can't. That's a classic. That's a timeless classic, and it was made for the era it was in. Now people wouldn't even appreciate it. They came out now to be generic. You see the Mike Epps film with Richard Pryor still ain't got off the ground. It's hard to get some biopics off the ground because so much material go through so many different people. Because you got one side of the family, Richard Pryor, they wanted Nick Cannon to play Richard Pryor. Then you had the other side with Oprah and everybody else. They want Mike Epps. Now, if the people with the money and the power, like Oprah and them people, gonna say Mike Epps is Richard Pryor, then that's what it's gonna be. Nick Cannon resembles Richard Pryor a lot more than Mike Epps. But as far as playing Mudbone and doing all the old Richard Pryor jokes that made Richard Pryor who he was on the concert films, then definitely Mike Epps could play that. He does a good Mudbone and all the Richard Pryor characters. Nick Cannon is funny too. He just more corny funny. He got some jokes. I mean, Nick got some jokes. He's just more corny, funny. You know, he's the crossover funny guy. Yeah, Nick Cannon comedy is mostly directed inwards. Like his comedy is more like the things that happen to Nick. You know, but he's more funny, I think, in sketch comedy. Like if they put Nick more in sketch comedy, he'd be great. Like David Chappelle. Chappelle to me, he's a great storyteller, but he's more funnier to me in sketch comedy. That's why the Chappelle show was so great because of the sketches, and you got to put the face to all the stories that he tells. So even though his stand up to me is not that strong, it's a long drawn out process of randomness that's just funny because it's Chappelle when you get to the whole stories, but when you see it in sketch comedy, it just elevates it because you get to see it with his vision. So the actual comedy is hilarious. Rock is a stand up genius. Chris Rock is made for stand up. Now him on the screen acting, no. Not many people can act. That's why he started producing, directing. Rock is not a great actor. That's why most of his movies, he was a comedian. If he was acting like he was the comedian. I mean, how hard was his roles? He was even a comedian in that one, cracking jokes even when he was Pookie. Yeah, you used to be the prom queen. Now you ain't nothing but the crack fiend. You the prom fiend. and I'm gonna get you sucker. He just did his bit. People didn't even know he was in Crush Groove. I had to tell the one guy who tried to correct me and made himself look stupid. Pootie Tang. Pootie. All right, the guy that plays Pootie Tang, he is the funny guy. He's a comedian too, but he's great. The guy that plays Pootie Tang, that's what made the Chris Rock show even great when he was on there. Because Wanda actually wrote a lot of that too. Chris Rock wrote that right with Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes wrote a lot of Chris Rock jokes. She worked with Chris with Bring the Pain and all that stuff. Wanda Sykes was one of his writers. That's why he got, when that started leaking out that she was writing, he got mad and like he didn't really get mad. He just like, I'm gonna write it myself. So people can know that I do write my own jokes. People didn't know how funny Wanda Sykes is. Wanda Sykes is Wanda Sykes. That's how she got on, and everybody wanted to work with Wanda because she's funny. She's a lesbian and she's funny. Eric White, we've talked about LeVar enough. We talked about his brown tooth, overrated, self ego long enough. Oh yeah, Wanda is a great comedian. She's a great comedic writer. You know, a lot of these white comedians that you see with these jokes, she helped like wrote a lot of these jokes for them. But it was time for her to branch out on her own. And when Chris Rock was kind of doing his own thing, he kind of looked out for Wanda and was like, okay, I'm gonna, be there for you. But everybody was like, well, Wanda writing his stuff. Wanda writing his stuff. Chris Rock got a girl writing for him. So that's when he was like, I'm going to just do it myself. Because people thinking like, I can't write jokes. Which is crazy. Chris Rock can write jokes. Because Chris Rock is he normally talks about race. And just like Chappelle, him and Chappelle have the same like audience. I mean, the same target that they feed on. They talk about mostly the prejudiceness and the stupidity of being racist. It's like at this point, why? It's like what do you even care about what a black guy is doing right now? Oh, Fluffy, he's funny. I mean, he got I like George Lopez is better than him though. Cause George Lopez will get grimy. Fluffy's funny though. Corrupt don't like me. Why Corrupt don't like me? I remember he didn't like a video I did. Yeah, Carlin's a legend though. I don't know why they say that. When did I say that was Gary Payton? And when did I say anything about Corrupt? Phil Hartman was good. Don't get scared. I'll be scared of Corrupt. Yeah. But Corrupt crazy, so yeah, he would be the one to be terrified of. I know I didn't say that. I know I did not mention Corrupt in my last video. Or the video from yesterday. Oh, and I said that was corrupt? Patrice O'Neal was funny too. No, I didn't. I know I didn't say that. Right. You saying that was corrupt. Exactly. I'm saying that was right. That's exactly what you said. I know you didn't say that. Exactly. I know I didn't say that. That's why I'm like, so why in the world would he be mad at me? He get mad at y'all for saying stupid stuff. Okay, well you go ahead and say it. Yeah, that's who need to be at. Brian Hooks was making great films. Like Three Strikes, all Hooks films was funny. Three Strikes is a hood classic. That is a hood classic. Why you ask questions you're not gonna get the answer for? If I was gonna give you the answer, I would have told you in that video. Oh, for sure it is. But I felt like we've talked long enough on this subject. Yeah, Bruce was my guy. He was funny. Well, thank you. Yeah, Rick was crazy. You know, every day somebody tells me a Rick James story. People got Rick James stories now. I thought, like, man, I got a Rick James story. You gonna love this. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Oh yeah, a lot of people came up, and it's funny. The people think, man, you just made this up. I had that was like so much factual to detail than you would ever believe. People who was like, man, dude, you know what's funny? They got this was on TV. I'm like, it was. He's like, man, I heard somebody who was there talking about Rick James at Studio 54, man. Man, I gotta man, the next Rick James one I'm gonna do is the one with him, Paul Mooney, and Richard Pryor. Rick James had Rick James had brought He had just hooked up with the girl from The Exorcist who was throwing up on everybody. She played I forgot her name. Rick was hitting that chick, and he brought her around Paul Mooney and Richard Pryor. And boy, oh boy, that was a funny moment. Yeah, that's it. Linda Blair, that's her name. Oh my gosh. Rick started hitting that. She was on a radio station talking about she was like, oh man, Rick James, he's just this and that. When she was naming her favorite artist, man, Rick ended up calling her up. Like, get her on the phone. So Rick had her like, man, I've been wanting to tear her up. Period. That girl's all right with me. Yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Rick went and scooped her up ASAP. Look, I'm telling the whole video already. I might as well just go ahead and do that video, man. That's a crazy story. Y'all gonna fall out. Richard Pryor and man, oh, I can't even tell y'all. I'm gonna let y'all. I'll let y'all hear that. Yeah, we done with Lavar.
Zoe's is